stand up. Falcons in the building. Let's go. Born and raised. Never fade. Born in the belly where the Mississippi split. SEL race me rough.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the very first episode of Fighting Falcons, episode 1. Welcome to the flock. You guys all know me. I'm that crazy dude that just loves talking and loves getting on here and talking football and any kind of sports. And we are honored that here at the X-Fan Show that we have partnered up with the St. Louis Falcons, which, if you guys don't know, they're this football team that's been around for a minute here in St. Louis. And they're pretty damn good. And tonight, joining us, we have the GM and the head coach of the St. Louis Falcons. I'm going to bring them in. Fellas, what's going on?
What's up?
Okay, listen. Austin, I met you, Coach. I didn't get to meet you because you were blowing the whistle, yelling and screaming at guys. So I didn't get to come over and yell and say hi to you. So, Coach, let's introduce yourself first to me because I love messing up names. I'm not gonna lie to you. I love messing up names. So go ahead and introduce yourself.
All right, so I'm Coach Mike Gardine. I'm the head coach of the St. Louis Falcons. This will be my second year as the head coach.
And then we have this guy right over here. As you see, his name, I can't mess his name up because my son has the same name as he does, Mr. Austin, right? Austin, introduce yourself to everybody.
Yeah, I'm Austin Wright. I'm the general manager of the St. Louis Falcons. Yeah, pretty much.
But guys, those were some great intros, I got to say. Those were some great intros, guys. All right, so guys, let's get into this. Me and Arlington have been following you guys for a minute. We were supposed to do some work with you guys last year, but it just didn't pan out for us and all that stuff, which is, that's just kind of the way things happen, right? So then reached out again, and it just happened to work. It just happened to work to where we could all get on the same page and all of that. Explain to people, I don't care who goes first, explain to people what the St. Louis Falcons are. Who wants to go first?
Austin, go ahead.
Yeah, well, the St. Louis Falcons, we are an organization that is trying to put our players on a platform, put them in a bigger light so they can make it to the next level. But it's a bridge between high school. If you can't go to college, try to get, to a bigger place. We try to send guys to college. We try to send guys out to play pro arena league, Canadian league, XFL. We're the bridge.
And Coach, that's where you come in with all of that. Like, for you, what does it mean? Like what Austin said, elaborating on what it means for you with these guys.
So that's kind of actually, I'm going to say I got suckered into coaching because I was really trying to stay away from 37U. The stigma is not good football, you know what I mean? And it's some bad football in 37U, you know what I mean? It's some guys that have no clue what's going on. Some guys that really kind of disrespect the game, but it's also some guys that really know a lot about the game, that have dedicated a lot of time, energy, and effort into the game. And guys that have, used the game to impact others in a positive light. And that's basically my mission. I knew Austin in high school. He was a senior when I was a freshman. And then a lot of the players, both current and former Falcons, have either played for me or, either I coached them in high school or Little League at some point. And, they're just like, Coach, man, we need you out here. Come out here. And when I came out originally and saw the first practice, it was like 40 guys in practice. And then semi-pro, you guys know about semi-pro. You don't really have those type of numbers. So I saw that it was some potential there. And then to kind of just piggyback on what Austin said with the bridge, some guys don't know, what they're going to do when they graduate high school. Some guys don't have an opportunity to go, whether it be grades, whether it be size, whether it be environment, whatever the case may be. And this is an opportunity to, if guys are, as talented as they could be to play college football. It gives an opportunity to showcase that, but also gives them an opportunity to kind of work on that discipline. Because most of the time, that's the biggest piece and why guys aren't successful coming out of high school and just trying to make it to the next level is the discipline piece. So that's kind of one of the things we implement with our program, and I think it's been working out for us.
Now, there was one thing that I noticed when I was at the guys with the practice, which we had it was last month there
Yeah.
out in Fenton, right? Coach, I gotta say, man, you're kind of mean blowing that whistle. I mean, I don't think you really let those guys get a drink of water for like the first 45 minutes to an hour. I mean, like, what was that all about?
Well, actually, that wasn't even me. That was the guys. I gave them an opportunity to get water, and they were like, "Nah, coach, we want to keep going." But it's really just we don't have a lot of time. I'm big on efficiency. Any time that I'm dedicating to these guys, it's time away from my own kids, time away from my own family. So I'm big on not wasting time. These guys, we got guys that travel, 2 hours to come to practice to play on this team, and I'd be damned if you come out and my bad, I'm probably should be cussing. If you come out and
Coach, it's late night. What is Arlington doing in here? I'm gonna remove Arlington. Coach, it's late night. I mean, listen, as long as the boss over there says you can cuss, I mean, I guess as long as we don't drop the F bomb. Can we agree to
okay,
that? Not drop the F bomb?
that's cool. I
Yeah.
won't drop no F
No.
bombs.
So go ahead.
But I just don't want to waste anybody's time. I'm big on like I said, efficiency, and we got a limited amount of time with these guys. We got to get a lot of stuff done in that time, and if you're not efficient, it's really not possible to get those things done.
I completely understand. And the way that you guys did it, I mean, it was a constant moving. Now, Austin, for you being the GM, right? Me and Arlington had Lucky on the X Fan show, and we were talking about him there, right?
Yeah.
Like, how did you get involved in this to become one of the owners or whatever, the GM? Like, how did you get involved in this?
Well, my little cousin plays. He played for the ECMO Eagles a few years back, and he asked me to come out and help coach with them. The year didn't go so well. Lot of just discrepancies upon the front office, so I decided to move on. I met Lucky the day that I left coaching the Eagles. Lucky called me that day and said that he was starting a team. Said he wanted to do things different. Said he wanted to partner with me. He had heard about me, and he wanted to partner with me to try to build something different and better. Man, we're only going into our 4th year as a team. Like, we're young, really, when it comes to semi-pro. There's teams that we play that have been around for 20, 25 years.
Yeah, okay. So let's go into that because, Coach, you had mentioned something about the 37U group, right? Austin, you mentioned the semi-pro thing. So let's explain to people what that is exactly. So who wants to go on first to explain what this team really is and why it's considered semi-pro?
Awesome.
It's considered semi-pro because they don't get paid to do this. They're not getting paid. They got regular jobs. They're guys that are just regular guys, man, just trying to make it. Some guys play for the love of the game, and some guys play because they're trying to make it to another level.
Now, it's funny that you say for the love of the game because there was that league that came out in 2020.
Yeah.
COVID happened and it folded. That's when Lucky's like, hey, we're still missing something here in St. Louis, and that's when he created the Falcons.
Yeah. I mean, he created the Falcons because and Mike talked about the stigma about semi-pro. Semi-pro it's a stigma that it's nonsense, that guys is always fighting or bickering, or it's just nonsense. So we tried to create something different that we could lay our hat on, that could take us to another level.
Right. Now, Coach, you want to see what Christopher says about you, Coach? He goes, Mike, you look great in the dark.
Who is that?
This is Christopher. He says you look great in the dark, is all he said.
He's saying I need to get some more light. All right, my bad.
I mean, Coach, you do realize,
I'll work
Austin,
on it.
did we tell Coach that he's coming on the first Sunday of every month to talk of what's going on with the Falcons every
No,
first of the
I
month?
I didn't tell him about the first Sunday, but
Oh,
yeah,
I was I was originally in a different spot, and I came down to my basement. I probably shouldn't have come down to my basement, but I got some more. I got some more lights I can cut on, so I'll work on it.
it's all good, Coach. I'm sitting in my basement with 3 ring lights and an overlight head and a glare on my glasses. I can't, if I take my glasses off, I can't see anything.
Yeah, I got a ring light. I'll make sure the next interview I got my ring light for sure.
You're good, Coach. Coach, now you talked about like what Austin said, is that they're building something, right? Of what they want to do. Oh, look at Coach. There he goes. What do you think? What do you think, Austin? Do you think you look better the other way or that way?
Now you look better in the light. Go on, light.
So Coach, for you, like what Austin said on the touching, where there was always the bickering and all of that stuff, right? So for you, what does that mean to you? And what is your thing that you're bringing into this and bringing into this semi-pro thing for these players?
So my biggest thing, like I said, is like it's a discipline thing. So, I mean, football is simple. It's a game. You know what I mean? It's a child's game, and these are adults. So, I gotta tell them all the time. If you guys listen, it really goes smooth. We don't have a lot of issues. The only issues come when you guys try to do your own thing. You don't listen. You don't go with the flow. You know what I mean? You just stick to the program. We're okay. And like I said before, I think that's the biggest piece with guys. Being able to go to the next level, like talent wise, there's some guys in semi-pro that are absolutely they have phenomenal talent, like some of the best talent out here, like could absolutely play at the next level, be it college, be it pro indoor, CFL, XFL things. Austin talking about, but they lack discipline. You know what I mean? We got 60 guys on our team. It's probably 7 or 8 that are legit, lifting, eating the right things, doing what they're supposed to do. The rest of these guys, eating Rap Snack honey buns and flaming hot Cheetos and what I mean, honey hot wings 4 or 5 times a week, and if you doing that type of stuff and you working out and it works for you, that's cool. But the average guy, it just doesn't happen like that. So I think that's kind of like the things that I bring into the fold with these guys. Like I just let them know the real of the situation. Like if you really trying to go to the next level and you're not doing the little things, you know what I mean, that separate yourself, it's not a realistic thing for you. And you just playing, like Austin said, for the love of the game.
Okay, so like I'm going to keep going back to that for that love of the game, because it sounds like, dude, we don't forget, Prince Fielder, Cecil Fielder's son, the first baseman,
Yeah.
for the Milwaukee Bruins. He was a vegetarian, and his breakfast consisted of ding dongs and Twinkies every day, and he was a pretty damn good baseball player. I might have to say, for being a big guy, being a vegetarian, eating ding dongs and Twinkies for breakfast every morning. I think the thing that impressed me is that you guys don't act like a semi-pro team, like you said, Austin. You guys, those guys got there. I saw a lot of those guys. They were there probably a half an hour beforehand, right? And then you guys got there, and then boom, it started. Like, how long did it take to build that kind of stuff up to where these guys were like, oh shit, these guys are serious. We got to get out there and do this. Like, how long did it take you to build that culture? Austin, you've been doing this, you said, 4 years now?
Yeah, I'd say we're going into our 4th season. I'd say that the change came when we made Mike the head coach. That's when the change came. There's a lot of things that we changed with practice, with games. On game day, all the players have to have their helmets lined up in line, the sidelines, in order, not messed up. And that's all because of Mike,
Now, Coach, how do you get a bunch of grown men that aren't getting paid to do this, that are doing it, like Austin said, for the love of the game, and is trying to get that extra tape and all that? Like, how do you get a bunch of grown men to do that?
So it's funny you say that. I mean, I really kind of just have like a zero tolerance thing. Like, we can laugh, we can joke, but I really don't tolerate disrespect. And if I'm talking to you like a man, I expect you to speak to me as a man as well. And it's just certain things, certain ways men don't speak to each other. And that's kind of one of the things that I implemented when I came in. Guys, if you got kids out here, you're not take care of your kids, you can't play on this team. If you not handling your responsibility as a man, like you putting your hands on women, anything like that, you can't. If I find out about it, you gone. And we got a policy, social media policy, and if you violate social media policy, depending on, I'm not even gonna lie, it depends on your value to the team. Cause I just flat out got rid of some guys last year, but they, in my opinion, they weren't needed. And I'm really big on next man up. The system that I run is very basic, and it's just really just about um, like highlighting the guys, what they're good at. I'm not a guy that's like this is my system, this is what we got to do. I'm definitely a player's coach, and we adapt to what we have. So for example, I would prefer to run the ball, 60% of the time, 70% if I'm being honest. But with the team that we have, we have a very, very deep wide receiver room. We're a spread team. We throw the ball really a lot more than I would like to, but we got guys that, got stat lines like 8 catches, 7 touchdowns. You know what I mean? So when you got guys doing stuff like that, you kind of just gotta go with it, accent their abilities and stuff. But as far as like I said, with the discipline, it's just you gonna do what I'm asking you to do, or you're not gonna be on the team. Period.
I see. That's what I find fascinating. And Austin, as the GM, it sounds like you guys give Coach here the reins to do what he really wants with this team. So, like, as the GM, what does that mean to you? Is that you got guys that come out, because I'm looking here and you guys have what? At least 40 returning players?
Yeah,
from last year?
42, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, for you, like, what was it for you to have that trust in Coach after the 2 years? Coach comes in, like, where did it all click? Where you guys as owners, you, Lucky, and Carl said, okay, this is the guy who's doing it. We're giving him the reins on what he wants to do with the personnel on the field.
First, it starts with I've known Mike over 20 years since high school. I'm not a young guy. I'm 42. So I've known Mike over 20 years, and I know that he's a no nonsense type of guy. I know what type of coach he is. I've known him for years. So we went 5-5 our first 2 years, and me and Lucky got together, and we felt like it had to be something to change with the organization. We couldn't continue upon just being average. We're not coming out here to be average, So we put a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of money into this. So we want to win. I knew something needed to change. So that's where that came from.
Now, Mike, Austin says he's known you 20 years. He comes to you, says, hey, we're 5-5 the last 2 years. You're no nonsense. We're giving you full range. What did that mean to you as a coach? Because a lot of coaches don't get full range of their team.
Yeah. Well, I actually came in like, I guess it was the beginning of year 2. I think they were like a game in, 2 games in, maybe.
Okay.
Then I coached, I guess it was like half the season. I ended up missing a few games, and so I didn't coach the whole season. But it was just the leadership of the team, I don't think really it wasn't moving the team in the right direction. And there was just a lot of things that were lacking as far as structure, organization, just efficiency with practice. And I just felt like if the structure changed, if some things were done differently, some success would be there. But I told him I wasn't.
I think we lost Coach Austin.
Oh, he'll probably be back.
We'll do this. We'll remove him, and I'll leave him in the backstage. All right, Austin.
Yeah.
So you guys bring Coach. Now, you guys have been doing this 4 years now.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I like what this organization does, what the Falcon does, is you guys give back to the community.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, why is that so important to you guys as part of this organization?
Well, I mean, it has to be more than just football, you know? I mean, football is fine, but we have to teach. If we're going to teach these guys about football, we also need to teach them about being grown men, teach them about giving back. We did a back to school drive, which was very productive. And then also we did a trunk or treat. We didn't do the Christmas thing this year. We'll probably get back to that next year, but there's a lot of things we try to do to give back. We got to give back. There's no point in doing this if my grandpa always taught me one thing: too much is given, much is expected. So I feel like we just got to do more, man.
Yeah. All right. I texted Coach. I said, hey, I'm kicking you out. Try to come back in. So we're going to see if he can log back in. See, okay. That's what I like, is that you guys have done the back to school drives where, like, when with the X-Fan show, I had a show called B-Hawk Live where we talked about the Battlehawks, right? And we did a fundraiser. All right, I think he's come. There he is. He's back in. Let's get him back in. Okay. All right, Coach. There you go.
Man, some people calling, man.
It's all good. It happens. All right, Coach. Finish up where you were.
So basically, I was saying, I told them, I told Austin, Lucky, and Carl, I'm not coming back if I'm not the head coach. And nothing against the last head coach, and I even asked him to stay on staff. Really good guy. But I just, I like I was saying, I'm a no nonsense kind of guy, man. And I just, it take what it take, and I just some things have to be done.
That takes a sack, Coach. That takes a sack when you go up to the GM and the owners and say, hey, I ain't coming back unless I'm the head coach.
Yeah.
I mean, that takes a sack, man.
Yeah, it's just, sometimes it's just how I got to be, man,
And that's another thing, like, I knew Mike, everywhere Mike has gone with football, he's won. He's won everywhere he goes. Every team, every school. He also coaches high school, which you can talk about that some too. But everywhere he goes, he wins. So I knew he would put us in a good position to win. We have a lot of talent in St. Louis. We arguably have the most talent out of any city or any market in the entire league that we're in. We have a lot of talent in St. Louis, and it needs to be put on the spotlight,
No, why do you guys think that St. Louis has all this kind of football talent? Why is that?
I'll let Mike talk about that.
St. Louis is I call us like a small town, big city. You know what I mean? We got it's a lot of talent in St. Louis, and I feel like it used to be like in the past, it was a gap with us in like the west side of the state, like Kansas City, because they had like bigger linemen. Like we had the skill guys, but we didn't have like the linemen that they had. But then that kind of started to change. The linemen in our area started to develop a little bit more, and then I think the exposure, just guys that really came in and really, like, the generation of coaches right now, the coaches and trainers in the St. Louis area. Like, we got some guys that like do some phenomenal work and that train guys that are, in NFL, high level college football. But in doing that, there are a lot of guys that don't make it to the NFL and they're not playing, powerful football. You got D2 guys, you got D3 guys, NAI guys, and all those guys are still good football players. You know what I mean? So when guys are playing at schools like, Mobab, Lindenwood, McKendree, Southwest Baptist, Truman State, schools like that, and then Central Methodist, and then their careers over, with college, but they still got that itch. They come back and they're like, well, I want to do something, and that's where teams like the Cyclones have won for years, and the Chargers, St. Louis Chargers, St. Louis Bulldogs. It's a rich tradition of St. Louis semi-pro. Like the River City Rampage, I think, is like an indoor team that was, here. And then it was like the St. Louis Rampage. It was a semi-pro team. They won a couple championships. So it's just, a lot of talent in the area, and it's just, I think especially with the social media how it's working now, it's starting to get highlighted. And then the whole 37U wave, like that's one of the things, like I'm glad that we're doing with this. And, again, we appreciate you giving us the opportunity, partner with us with your platform, just giving us this extra exposure because, I got a camera crew ready to follow us, at practices and games throughout the season. And we're going to, kind of just document everything and, put something out towards the end of the year. But just going with that 37U platform, like it's an opportunity there, it's a market there, and we're gonna explore all avenues in that.
Okay, you guys keep talking about 37U.
What I'd say 37U is the semi-pro stigma, but our team is like 23U. We got younger guys, we got a younger team, but 37U is just what I mean. I don't know if you saw some of the social media stuff on Facebook, stuff like that. In the last year, it's I can't remember his name. It's a guy that kind of highlights and goes over semi-pro film, different stuff that 37U. He's like, oh, I gotta go to work. You gotta go to work. So it's a stigma. It's just a kind of funny thing about 37U. A lot of teams have older guys. Like in semi-pro, some teams have guys that are in their 40s still out here playing for the love of the game. We don't have any guys that's 40, but some teams have older guys.
Well, so that's what I wanted people to understand is that there is really no cutoff to this, right? If you feel like you got it, go out and try out for some of these teams and see if you still got it. Because I remember I was talking to the D coordinator guy, scared the hell out of me. I got to get him on because he scared the hell out of me. He was just mean looking,
I saw Barry.
Yeah, Barry. He's like, you trying out? And I'm like, hell no. I was like, I'm 49 years old, man. I was like, these kids, I got kids as old as these guys out there. They kill me, They was like, no, I'm good. I'm just here to help get you guys more exposure and all of that stuff. All right, Coach, I want to bring up something. You talked about your coaching still with football in high school and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
How do you take what you're doing here with the Falcons, okay, over the last 2 years and implement it to the kids that you coach at high school? And where do you coach at high school?
So I coach at Live for Life Academy. It's a charter school in St. Louis. It's in the Soulard area. But I would actually say it's the opposite, man. I take the stuff I do with my high school guys and I implement it with these guys. It's not, you know what I mean? But some of my high school guys are more disciplined than some of my Falcon guys, man. Like these guys, God bless them. Some of these guys do not have them all. And, it's just, dealing with the different personalities and the different attitudes, and that's kind of what makes this thing unique. But I think that's kind of what makes me the coach that I am. I think I'm fair. I wouldn't say that I coach everybody the same, but I feel like I coach guys how they're able to be coached. I like to coach hard, but some guys don't respond to that. Most of the guys that can't respond to that don't play for me. But I know I see some guys that I don't have to coach as hard.
Austin, I love what he says. He goes, "My other guys have more of a lip than my high school kids do."
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're grown men. You're dealing with a different animal than high school guys. These are grown. Men. They really, like I said, they're not getting paid to do this. So, it's a different animal.
So let's go to that because they're not getting paid to do this. And we keep going back to the love of the game, right? And then, like you guys have said, we're helping elevate these guys, right? To get them to that next level. Like we talk about, like you guys talked about the great talent here. And I mean, I'll use one high school in particular. It's just across the river, right over there in East St. Louis.
Yeah.
With the Flyers. And I mean, hell, we just saw Luther Bowden score a touchdown. Played for Mizzou. We saw Miles McVay go to Alabama. Now he transferred over to
North Carolina. Yeah.
So for you guys, do you guys go into these? Well, especially for you, Coach. You're at Lift Academy. Are you going to some of these other schools and looking at these kids and talking to their coaches saying, hey, this kid may not get to that next level because of grades or something like that, but I can give them an opportunity. Are you doing things like that, or how does that work for you?
No, I don't have to do anything like that. I mean, the guys that you named, Luther Burden, I can pick up the phone and call him. I coached him. I coached Miles McVay. Like the St. Louis community, like I said, big city, small town. Like everybody knows everybody. So my reputation, kind of precedes me. And if guys want to play, like once they find out, I'm the coach of the Falcons, like guys, coach, I'm coming. So, that's just one of those things. Like, a lot of guys, they got high power forward dreams and NFL dreams. So, we're, 5-6 years removed from getting them once they graduate high school. But those guys that are, finishing up college, they're still playing. And then I even got some guys that play some XFL ball and are waiting to get back in that, trying to figure out how it would work, if they played and then, if they end up getting a call, how would that work for them? So we're trying to navigate some of those things, kind of as we speak. So I don't want to speak too much about that, but it's the talent, they know where to come to get the opportunity to play and play, a high level of football and have fun doing it.
Yeah. So like we're starting to see all of these other leagues start forming. You have the Continental Football League that's starting. You have the IFA that's kicking off. You have, the Professional Independent Football Association. You have the Superior Football Alliance and stuff like that. And then here you guys are, right here at the Falcons, right? You guys are right there. Like I remember watching the Dallas Prime playing against some team down there in Mexico where they left all of their players stranded and stuff like that, right? With no money, nothing. Like, where does this fit into all of that? Because, I mean, the division you guys play in there's 8 teams, correct?
No, there's 16 teams.
6 teams. 16, my bad.
Yeah. There's 16 teams from here to Kansas City to Kansas, all the way down to Oklahoma, Arkansas. There's teams really around this whole area. Columbia, Missouri has a team. There's 16 strong teams. So,
well, I found out Herman has a team. Didn't even know it.
Well, they're they play at Herman,
right? Yeah.
Okay, a West County St. Louis team.
St. Charles, right? St. Charles.
Yeah. They practice in St. Charles. I think they play their home games at Herman.
Right.
But they call themselves the East Central Missouri Eagles.
Which we're gonna smack them around, right?
I mean, the last 2 times we played them, it was 100-6.
Coach, Coach, do you feel bad, or you just say, screw it, I'm keeping my foot on the pedal?
Honestly, I want to score 100 points a game. Like I don't feel no type of way. Like this not look kids, these grown men. I'm gonna score as many points as I can every time out on the field. So, if you're a defensive coordinator playing against my team, I'm trying to run it up, and I don't want the other team to score at all. My DC know, like I'm livid if we giving up any points at all.
See, and that's what I love is because you watch the NFL, you watch the UFL, right? And then we got a 3-touchdown league. Let's let off the gas, right?
Yeah.
Now, Austin, as a GM, we have the Eagles media here watching.
Yep. Eagles.
Okay. Yeah. Well, listen, Spurs will show you guys how to run a team show. If you guys want to learn how to run a team show, contact me. But no, Austin.
Damn, media team talking shit.
Hey, listen, man. When I met Lucky and I talked to him, I'm like, look, dude, I said, I will throw the entire X-Fan nation behind you. And we are loud and we are brash and we're crazy. My goal for this team is to get at least 1,000 people by the end of the season, to have 1,000 people at the game.
Yeah.
That's my goal, is to get 1,000 people at a game. That's my goal.
And
you ready? Here. Oh, see, the wife's on here. Look, the wife's right here. She goes, I'm so excited to watch you guys all play. Well, she's gonna get mad at me.
Yeah.
I like to do dumb stuff, right? If we can get 1,000 people to the game, I will get the logo that is behind us, the Fighting Falcons talk show logo, tattooed on me.
Okay. Let's go.
Nah, bro, don't do that. You tripping. Don't do that.
Are you serious? Seriously, I got a Battlehawks tattoo on one leg. I got a Blues tattoo on another leg. I lost a bet. I jumped through a flaming table. I don't care. It's about getting people there to watch.
All right. Well, let's do it.
You so St. Louis, so St. Louis.
Right? Exactly. Now, I'll say this. I watch the games on YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay. Great games. Look. Okay. Hey, Eagle Media, you think I'm joking? We get 1,000 people. I'll broadcast it live. You getting a tattoo. I'll do it. I don't care. Laugh all you want. You watch the Falcons. Oh, see, look. She goes, we aren't going to replete the flaming table again either. So here's it is. So Quincy Workman, he's an owner of the Texas Syndicate. He's wanting to know, can we talk about when the season starts?
Yeah, so you saw the schedule, right?
I do. I have it. Can I post it or not?
Yeah, you can post.
We can share it. Okay, then I'm going to share it. So go on, Andrew. I'm going to share the schedule.
The preseason will start at the end of March, and we roll into the regular season on April 11th, I believe. We're trying to find another preseason game right now. We're in the talks with a couple teams, but nothing confirmed yet. And then when we get to the regular season, I believe it's April 11th, we'll play the Warcats at home. That'll be the home opener.
Okay, what time will that be?
We usually do kickoff maybe like 4 o'clock.
Okay, so 4 o'clock. Is that what the kickoff's going to be? Is it 4 o'clock?
Yeah, but we'll still. I mean, it kind of comes down to talking to the school, seeing when it works with the school. But usually we start to kick off about 4 o'clock.
Okay, so April. Now listen, you guys do realize there's another team here in St. Louis, right?
Who, the Battlehawks?
Sure, and they haven't released their schedule yet, but you guys have.
Yeah, I'm surprised at that. They usually drop their schedule by now.
But yeah, you guys got to. I got to be good. I got to be nice too, right? I got to be nice too. Okay. But I mean, so look, April 11th, because I don't think they don't kick off until March 28th, right?
Yeah.
So I guarantee you, the first 2 games of the Battlehawk season is not going to be here in St. Louis, because isn't there some kind of thing going on there at the Dome those weekends?
Yeah.
April 11th. Now, can we say where we're playing at or no yet? Or is that still in the works?
That's still in the works. We're talking to a few high schools. We'll know that probably within the next week or so.
So we'll have Lucky break that next week then, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
We'll listen.
We'll drop the actual field location, like I said, in about a week.
See, there you go. Now, Coach, we got look. I'm looking at this schedule. You got 2 games at home, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You got two games on the road. We got to go to Kansas City and Illinois, which I think if I'm not mistaken, the Illinois is just what Quincy or
No, we don't go to Illinois anymore. They changed the team, so they added Kansas City Bulldogs team.
right.
So they actually kind of screwed us a little bit. We have to go to Kansas City twice.
I see that against the Panthers on the 30th.
Yep, and against the Bulldogs.
Right, on the 25th.
Yeah.
And then May 2nd is the Cougars in Illinois, it says.
Yeah, that's right across the water. Yeah, pretty
Is
close.
that north or east of us?
Well, it's kind of it's east of us. But
It's northeast.
yeah, northeast. Alton is, but from what I heard, their owner's trying to possibly get East St. Louis for their home game. So we might play at East Side, possibly.
Right, but we just know that it's going to be over somewhere on the east side of the river.
Yeah, so that's pretty close. And then the road game against the Eagles in Herman, it's like 45 minutes away, not far.
Depending on where you live.
Yeah, we kind of consider they're road games, but those are also kind of home games, because you can sleep in your bed at night, so they're kind of close.
Right, yeah. So look, Kamo says, let's get it. Listen, I'm telling you right now, the very first episode of this show, Coach, you can hold me to it. Austin, you can hold me to it. I'm going to go upstairs and I'm going to get yelled at by the wife, but that's okay. I have a thing about making dumb bets with tattoos for some reason. Every tattoo I've gotten has been because of a bet. This is the only one that I paid for. Every other one has been from a bet, right? If we get 1,000 people at a game, I will get a tattoo.
Okay. Let's go.
Simple. I'll do it. I don't care. It's about doing it. So, all right, Coach, when you were getting the phone calls, me and Austin were talking about how the Falcons give back to the community, right? What does that mean to you as a coach of giving back to the community? Because you're talking about our players are here. They live here in St. Louis.
Right.
Right?
Right. Well,
So
basically, I mean,
in this city.
Yeah, you gotta be able to reach the community. You know what I mean? Like it's the only way to keep the community strong. Like you gotta be able to pour back into it. Reach back and pull as you climb is what I like to say. And it's bigger than football. You know what I mean? Like it's guys, like I said, that are fathers, that are husbands, like brothers, sons, like it's grandsons, nephews. Like we gotta give back to the ones that have come before us, and then make a path for the ones that are coming after us.
Now, see, and that's what I love, because like I was telling Austin when I was doing B-Hawk Live, we raised money for Autism Speaks because my stepson has autism, and we raised $7,000 for autism, and then we raised like another $5,000 for a women's shelter in Houston.
That's awesome.
So for me, it is about giving back, because without all these people tuning in to watching us tonight, I don't have the X Fan Show. We don't have the Fighting Falcons.
Right.
You guys don't have the St. Louis Falcons and stuff like that. So that's what I love so much about it. Now, let's do this, because what a lot of people don't know. Oh, see, so this Drake guy, do we know Drake? He says, let me play. And he says he's a dog of a linebacker.
Tell him to hit my inbox.
There you go. You heard it right there, Austin. Tell him how to hit your inbox.
Hit my inbox. Anybody come try out. Ain't no telling if you gonna make it. Ain't no guarantee if you gonna make it, but we allow anybody to come try out. You want to come try out? Come try out.
And if you don't have your football helmet lined up in a perfect row, Coach is going to get your ass.
Yeah. Facts.
You're not gonna make it if you don't have your helmet not in line. Just go on back to the car, buddy.
So, Coach, if it's just Coach, so like when I'm on the sideline taking pictures and helping with the media stuff, should I just stay away from you?
No, you good. Just, keep a distance. You know what I mean? Don't get in the way. But no, you fine.
I'm just making sure. I don't want to get thrown out.
No, you good.
Off,
as long as Austin get thrown out because he gets a little too excited and he gets to talking. He got shut up.
I've been known for getting thrown out of games.
How do you throw your GM out? Coach?
Because he talked too much. Sometimes
I got
sometimes he got to go sit his ass in the stands. It ain't just him, Lucky.
Wait, hold on, Coach. Hold on. Austin, you guys gave Coach that much power that if you guys start talking on the sideline, he's throwing you guys out.
Hey, I tell all my front office, if I get out of control, just let me know, because I've been known to, ratchet it up a little bit. So I don't got no problem with it. I'm trying to create something different in the semi-pro world. I'm trying to change things. So it's going to take a collective group. We got a full front office where we're all together. We all have the same goal,
And then you got this crazy guy who's saying, hey, guys, I got these ideas, this idea. And you guys are probably sitting there going, Jesus, this crazy son of a bitch coming up with ideas again. Don't lie. It's okay. If I ever get out of hand, just say, hey, you're an idiot. Shut up. We're done.
You good. I like that some other people are taking a interest in what we're doing. It makes us feel proud that we're doing the right thing.
Well, and I see, because like what we were doing with Fuel, like what you guys are doing to the community, which that's why I'm going back to this, because you guys also have a junior Falcons club that you guys run.
Yeah, we got a 6U, and I believe we're going to run a 10U this year.
Right. Now, Coach, you see that. This is an organization. I mean, how many semi-pro teams have a feeder league like that, a feeder system?
I don't know any that do, but that was one of the things, too. I told the guys, any guys that's playing that has the opportunity to coach, I want them to coach on these teams and, kind of give back, the same type of impact that they were given or that they're getting right now, just with the football IQ, with just teaching the correct terminology and doing things the right way with football. I think that's one of the things that the game lacks is people really teaching football the right way.
So right here, Drake, if you tuned in earlier into the show, at the moment, they don't get paid.
At the moment, they don't get paid. Yes.
At the moment, they don't get paid. But what you're doing is
we have guys tryouts. We moved guys on to college. I truly believe after this season right here, where we have so much media exposure, that we're going to get guys to the next level. That's the whole plan.
Well, yeah, exactly. And one, the other thing is it says something to the testament of this organization that you guys have the youth team building up, right? You have Coach who is at Life of Academy. Live for Life Academy, working there with those kids, Austin, and then you guys are saying, okay, this is big part of our team. We're going to give back to the community. It is a staple.
Yes.
So you guys are building something that you can't build it overnight. Rome wasn't built in a day.
Yeah.
So you're talking, this is 4 years down the line. And this is something that me and Arlington have paid attention to with all the great things that you guys have done in the community. And it's only going to get bigger and better for what we're going to do.
Yeah. We made it to the conference championship last year. So obviously the next step is to try to win the whole thing.
Now, last year, Coach, was that your first full year as the head coach?
Right.
You went 6-2.
Yeah.
Correct?
I guess. I don't know.
That's what I saw on the website.
During the regular season, yes, we
Right,
went.
regular season.
I believe, including preseason, we went 9-8-3 or 9-3 last year.
Now, Austin, you had said over the last first 2 years, you guys were 500.
Yeah.
So before I go to coach, I'm going to ask you, what did it mean to you to finally have a winning season?
It was kind of gratifying. You know, we put a lot of work into this, a lot of effort. So I kind of knew once Mike took over that things were changing. I saw because I mean I go to practice every week, you know, and I just saw changes in the team and the talent we had. I knew it was coming, and you know, a championship is brewing. It's coming.
Now, coach, they were 5-5 the last 2 seasons. You take over as the first full season. You tell them, hey, coming back, I want to be head coach. This is how I want to run it. They were like, okay, you got it. You run it how you want it. What did it mean to you to take a team that went from 5-5 through the regular season to 6-2 and 8-3 or 9-3, whatever Austin said? What did it mean to you as a coach to turn that around?
I mean, I knew what was going to happen. I'm actually like, to be honest, the season was a bit of a disappointment because we had a championship football team and we didn't deliver. The 2 games that we lost in the regular season, we lost literally at the end of the game. Like, and we were leading in both games. So it was one of those situations where we should not have lost either one of those games. And in the playoff game, it was a microcosm of things that happened. And I mean, it was like one of those things where if it could go wrong, it did go wrong for us. And of course, you know, the game ended in a forfeit, but it just was one of those things. It should have been over before it even got to that point. Like, we should have really, you know, just came in and took care of business. You know, talent wise, there aren't too many teams in our league that can even compare with our talent. Like, we lost 2 games, like those 2 regular season games, just because of lack of discipline. Those
Yeah.
teams didn't beat us; we beat ourselves.
Ooh,
Yeah.
there he
Yeah.
says the discipline word. He said the discipline word. All right. So, question. We talked to Lucky. You had a guy. I'm trying to find him on the picture here, right? He was your DB. He had
Jenkins
he had like a 16, 17.
he had 15 interceptions.
Now, you do realize there's been nobody in the NFL that has ever had 15 interceptions.
Yeah,
You realize that, Coach, right?
I think Harlan said it was 14 was the record.
14 was the record. So,
Yeah.
Coach, I'm looking at your returning line, right? Okay. Where do you think or do you want to call somebody out or throw them off? But where do you think the most, let's not call anybody out, but where's the most improvement happened on your team from last year to this year in the practices that you've seen?
Quarterback, running back,
offensive line.
Yeah, yep. Everywhere we needed to improve on offense, we've improved. Quarterback's probably a big pick. That's a huge piece for us. I'm not gonna lie, that was a big pickup. The center we got was completely unexpected. We got a awesome new center. The running back we just got, I don't even want to talk too much about him, but he's like, we about to. We got better. I don't want to, you know what I mean? I'm not one of those guys like, I do my best not to talk unless somebody is talking to me. So I'm not going to, you know, I'm not rattling no cages. I'm not going to poke no bear. But, you know, if somebody, you know, they talking to me, I'll talk back a little bit. But this team is better than we were last year. We definitely got better in the offseason for sure. And
see, now you have a fan show where we can do all of that talking for you.
Go ahead. Talk it up.
This is the Fighting Falcons talk. I am your host, Spurge. We will be doing this every Sunday at 7 o'clock. Tonight, joining me is Austin Wright, the GM. And Coach, I'm going to mess up your name, so you might as well just say it. We got Coach Mike
Gerdine.
Jardine.
Gur.
See, I already told you I was going to mess it up. I'm just going to call you. I'm going to call you Coach G. Can I call you that?
That's cool. Or Coach Mike.
All right, Coach Mike. There you go. Now, next week we have Lucky, who is another owner of this team.
Yeah, and I was going to try to get Carl on with him.
See, right. And then now let's explain how this show's going to work, Austin, because we got 5 minutes left, right?
Yeah.
So, all right, somebody's really wanting. You got Bishop Mike. Who's Bishop Mike? He says he's the most improved, I'm guessing.
Who said that?
Chubb said that.
AP Hendricks says it's Bishop Mike.
He said that. He said that from some social media stuff from earlier today. That's all.
You see this? Who's this? Who's the Bucks?
We got to play the Bucks on May 16th. Josh Williams, I believe, plays for them, but
he says he's gonna.
They on the menu. They on the menu. It's all good.
I'm just gonna let them know they got to come to St. Louis, so they got to travel from St. Joe all the way to St. Louis. We gonna see.
Hey, though, Josh, thanks for joining us on our show. Too bad we're not going to give you what we're Coach. We're not going to give them the game plan, are we?
No.
By the time May 16th come around, it won't even be. You know what I mean? I'll be done changed so much stuff.
Notice he says, he goes, I was the Panther last year, 2-0 versus the Falcons. Well,
that's what last year.
That was right.
It's all good.
If I'm not mistaken, it's 2026.
All right, here you guys. You guys ready? I got it.
Yeah.
I got it. On May 16th, if we can we're going to get 1,000 people in that stadium. So Mr. Williams here.
For the Bucks game, yeah.
We're gonna get 1,000. And as we do it, I'm going to get a tattoo live in the stadium.
Hey, hold on. What position do he play? Because whatever he play, I'm gonna make sure we come at him. Like he's talking.
Coach, stop.
He's like a D end.
I need to know what he play. We going right at him. First play, wherever he at, we coming his way.
He's a player.
What he talking about?
Player that you don't really remember. So
that's what I'm saying. We gonna see what he talking about.
He's not really that good. So
he says DN number 24.
Bet.
I know who he is. He's easy to forget about. So hey,
I don't remember, but 24. Just make sure you got the same number, or hit me up. Let me figure out which one you are, so I know where to come. We come at you first play.
Right, or he can just tune in every single week, and with his number change, he can tune in up every. Oh, he's giving hearts. Oh, that's so nice. Thank you.
That's what's up.
That's so nice of you.
Like Jeremiah Love. A little bit of love.
All right, so here, Austin. So since it's your guys' show, your team's show, right?
Yeah.
Is there a possibility that maybe the week before May 16th, we get Mr. Williams on with one of our players and they could talk a little trash to each other?
Yeah, I mean
that'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Look at Coach. Coach is like, that's cool.
We'll let Chubbs get on there with him.
No, we will not. No, he can argue with KJ.
No, so basically, here's how this show is going to work, right? So the first Sunday of every month, if Coach is available or one of the coaches are available, we're going to have them on the show talking about the progresses of the season and all that stuff. Correct, Austin?
Yeah.
The second week of the show, we're going to have an owner and a player on talking about everything that's going on and all of that stuff, right?
Yeah.
And then the other 2 weeks of the month, we're going to have players on.
Yeah.
Letting them introduce themselves, let the people of St. Louis and the greater metro area get to know the players. That is the format of what our show. Oh, here he goes. Look at this. He goes, let's see who has more sacks, me or Chubb that game. Maybe we should have Chubb on.
Hey, he poking the bear. Let him keep
Yeah,
talking. It's all good.
I'm gonna let him keep running his mouth. That's cool. It don't matter to me.
We like that. I
Yeah,
like that shit.
Yeah,
yeah.
that is how the Fighting Falcon show is going to work out. And now Austin and Coach, we're gonna have a very special show next week. You know why? Because our show is going to be in Houston or Fort Worth, Texas, at the Gridiron Showcase. We're
Okay.
going to be there
Oh,
live for that.
okay.
So yeah. So what other team in this area is going to have a show at the Gridiron Showcase?
Nobody.
Nobody.
Right now, besides the Battlehawks, there's really no other pro teams about to be in Missouri. The Chiefs leaving, Rams already left. Hey,
So right. So March 21st is our first game, right? Ain't that what they said?
March 21st. That's a weekend that we're trying to get a preseason game. We'll probably, we'll get a game. We're just waiting on to talk to a couple teams.
I thought I saw somebody put in there, and I'm looking and I don't see it. I thought I saw somebody put it in there, but I don't know. I'd have to go through. But yeah, so the season kicks off. Well, the regular season kicks off April 11th.
Yeah.
May 16th, when we play the Bucks, we get 1,000 people in that stadium.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a tattoo live.
Let's go.
We got to figure out how that would work, though. I don't know if a lot of artists have like portable guns. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, they got it.
I know a few.
They got it.
Whoa, guys, come on now, hold on now. Slow down. I'm getting a little nervous now.
No. Ain't no backtracking now, buddy.
No, there's not. I already said it on the show. So we get 1,000 people May 16th. I'll get a tattoo. All right. Now, Austin, Coach, before we go, I know there's a couple things that we just told you. The tattoo is going to be this logo right here behind us of the Fighting Falcons.
You know what? If we get 1,000 people at a home game, I'll double up with you and I'll get a tattoo too. How about that?
Oh,
Let's
Coach,
go.
you hear that?
Let's go.
Did you hear what he said, Coach?
Yeah, I heard that shit.
Crazy. Nuts, ain't it? I think we're going to do it. We're going to do it, right? We're going to do it. All right. Now, we're in a little bit of overtime. I know we said we were going to keep this an hour, but I want to do this. This is the very first show, but we have a fundraiser going on right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell people how they can find that.
It's a double good. It's on our page on Facebook. We've posted it multiple times. You can buy popcorn. We get half the proceeds of any popcorn sold. So it's actually a big fundraiser. We do it every single year. We get half the proceeds, and it all goes to helping with travel, renting vans or buses, gas, everything like that, just to run a season.
There you go. You guys see it right there.
Yeah.
Right there. There it is. Go to the Falcons page on Facebook and all of that stuff. All right, guys. So where can people find you guys? Let's go there. Austin, we'll go with you first.
Well, you can look up St. Louis Falcons on Facebook, Instagram, and I believe Twitter.
And Coach, where can people find you?
I'm Mike Gerdine on Facebook. I'm Coach Gerdine on Twitter. I'm Mike Franchise on Instagram. And I think I'm Coach Gerdine on TikTok.
Or you guys know what else they can do? Here, watch this. You ready? Where did it go? I lost it. Oh, no, right here. Or they can just scan this little thing right here in the corner, and they could find out everything they want to know about the St. Louis Falcons. We're going to have a little cool QR code right there.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Let it take you right to the page.
Hit that QR code.
Yeah.
Right there.
That way, Coach, that way.
Oh, it's this way. For me, it's this way.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I guess I got to do that.
Yeah, you got to go that way. All right, guys. Hey, this has been a fun first show.
Yeah. Yeah, I enjoyed it, man.
Sure.
I hope I didn't bore you guys.
I know.
It's going to be an exciting year. Listen, guys, if you guys don't know, there is another team in St. Louis. It's called the St. Louis Falcons, and they play right here in St. Louis. They live in St. Louis. And then they got this crazy guy who's going to come up with all kinds of crazy ideas. Hopefully that guy and the other owners let me do them, because it's going to be crazy of what's going to happen.
Big things coming, man. Big things coming.
And if we get 1,000 people, Coach, on May 16th, me and that guy are getting a tattoo.
Yep.
Add it up.
Let's go.
All right. With that being said, we will see you guys next week. Thank you for joining us. Every Sunday, 7 o'clock, we have Lucky. And then you said, well, who's the player that we're having on?
No, I think I'm going to get Carl on with Lucky.
Carl.
And
there you go.
We'll go into the players the week after.
There you go. With that being said, we will see you guys next week.